Dynamite! Peace and love, y'all. My name is Smitty Coleon, aka the Don Dada, aka When King Tut Talk. And on the left of me, I'm usually on the right.
Yeah,
usually on the right. I'm about to say that. Today. On the left of me, of course.
Real easy. When I got it, y'all get it. When we get it, we good.
And this is It Ain't Personal, where we give you our opinions. We hit you with some facts. We might just talk about you, but it ain't personal. Today, we are graced with a Brooklyn legend. I'm calling you a legend, bro.
Definitely.
You definitely should know this guy if you outside, if you tapped into the music scene in Brooklyn and New York in itself. Record with Ryo.
The guy
engineer,
platform studio,
manager, consultant, people person,
man of many
talents.
Like, keep on.
Yes, Ryo, peace, bro.
The guy that's outside, but never outside. He don't stay outside too long.
Hey man, I'm glad to be here, man. I appreciate y'all for the opportunity to even wanting to showcase me on y'all shit, you know.
Yeah. Now we thank you for pulling up, man. Thank you.
Definitely.
Well, we were on site we pulled up on you actually. We on site, Platform Studios, right? Definitely.
Away game.
Yeah. We gonna see how we do. See if we can drop another classic. You know what I mean? You heard?
I feel like this might be the first of many on this location. You know, I like it. It's a nice vibe in here. So Ryo, how did you get into engineering?
Man, this story goes back to my older brother. He's 6 years older than me, but we kind of grew up together, right? And he was selling drugs. He got caught with a gun outside, and it was like the first time somebody in my household went to jail. I guess my mom got him a lawyer or whatever. The lawyer told him, it's your first offense. He was probably 21, 22. They told him, we're going to cop out to 5 years probation. We're going to get you off 5 years probation. And after that, he was like, yo, I got to get out the streets. It's not it. And he got caught with a gun when he didn't even have beef at the time. So it's imagine take your gun outside and you ain't even about to, you ain't even got beef. So it's you took it outside to just have it on you or whatever. So he wanted to get out the streets. I watched him sell his Lexus. He had a Lexus GS. Back then the GS was going crazy. It's hard. 20-inch rims, watch him sell that, and he said, we're going to take this money and I'm going to build a recording studio. So I'm like, all right, cool. I seen him start construction in my basement, building a recording studio. Shout out to Fully Focused, that was the name of it. And when they finally get the walls up and he's getting speakers in there and stuff, he get a machine. This is before the computer. This is before the Pro Tools was in the crib. They had this machine that records you and you spinning the wheel to go back and forth to make your edits.
Yeah.
That shit was too hard to use. So he get the computer system, and then they released the first version of Pro Tools for the house. I remember it was called the hardware it came with was called a Digi 001. That was number one, the first thing they released, right?
What year is this, you would say?
I would say 2002.
Okay. Yeah.
And this music was popping. Give It Die Trying was 2001, I believe. I think Fab dropped that year and JC dropped that year.
Yeah.
So a New York year was that year. So the computer comes out. We get the computer, and I'm like, all right, who gonna use the computer? He like, yo, I have no idea how to use a computer, and you do. I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna be no engineer. I'm like, all right, we get in the studio, we all gonna be rappers or something.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, have people show you. He brought different people into the basement and had them showing me Pro Tools, people that had it already. and that's how I learned. Like one person showed me how to record, one person showed me how to punch in, one person showed me how to loop a beat. I was just learning from different people, and they were showing me different ways of how to use this one program, and then I had to create my own way of using it. Like go through like nights of no sleeping, learning how to do different things. I had to learn how to use an EQ. I had to learn how to use a compressor. I had to learn how to level in vocals. Like I had to learn a lot of shit
Piece by piece.
for a 16-year-old kid. And I was just like, whoa, and it's like my first time. Before that, I used to just burn CDs. I used to create I used to make video games. Like if you give me a PlayStation game, I know how to copy it.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
used to sell them shits.
Yeah.
So that's how I had some knowledge of the computer. PlayStation and Dreamcast games, I used to sell them in high school.
Yeah. How much you was selling them for?
Talking about hustling.
Yeah, I was selling for like $10.
Nah, that's fire. A whole game.
Yep. And
Yeah.
before I got to the video games, I had Napster and
Okay.
LimeWire.
Yeah.
And I would, oh shit, I go to jail?
Yo,
They going. I'm saying all like take statute of limitation. Right?
It's over.
Yeah, it's over for like
nigga, he had a
Wild
whole
Wild
yo.
West.
So you was
Don't
actually,
blame me, bro.
no, I got you. We won't.
Right.
So you had a GameStop. You was actually GameStop in high school itself.
Yeah.
I was shout out to Paul Robeson. I was selling CDs with any songs you wanted on them, 15 songs for $3, and video games for $10.
Yo,
That's a hustler.
that's
man.
a hustler, and we ain't
Word.
talking about here in the streets. There's other ways to make money. This is a prime example. You get what I'm saying? There's other ways to get $1 instead of doing what them niggas was doing in the 80s. You heard?
Yep.
Cause you see where they at. Shout outs to them.
So yeah, that's what started me on the computer, and then learning Pro Tools, which is, man, I want to say learning Pro Tools might have been the best thing I ever did in my life. It really has it created a identity for me. At 16 years old, I didn't know what I wanted to be, and right then and there, after learning Pro Tools and starting working with artists, that was it for me. That has been my life ever since. Half my life ago.
So what kicked in that passion? Like what made you say like, you know what, this is what I want to do?
It was the experience of actually working with artists and creating a song. It was like being a part of the recording process and seeing how music comes together, how from the producer giving you the beat to recording the artist's vocals to the final product. It's something about it that makes me feel like a magician.
So you piecing together a puzzle.
Yeah. It's like I'm putting magic, like potions inside of a pot and stirring it, and I'm making a fucking dragon come out. It feels
Right.
like magic. I feel like a magician when I'm on a computer.
I think some of the best artists have like the craziest imaginations, and I feel like you have to have a certain type of imagination to be creative. Sometimes you got to think outside the box, color outside the lines. You know what I mean? I think that's what actually makes, like, you know, a great artist to myself. So to see that, you know, you've been doing this at what age?
Since 16.
Damn. When you started doing music?
Around that same time.
Yeah.
Started like writing little songs and stuff like that.
Shit, I got to the
Yeah.
party late, but you know, shout out to y'all, yo, you heard?
Yeah.
So that's so for me, you know, I'm in high school at that time, and you think I just want to play basketball or chase girls. Like, nobody's really thinking that much to be creative. Like, what made you want to be that creative? Like, I would ask you, and then I would ask you.
For me, just more expression. Just being able to express myself. I was always writing, and my notebook was the one place where I had like complete freedom. I could write when I want to write. You know, I could write about any subject. Could curse in the book if I want. So that was just like my outlet. Yeah, that was my outlet for me. So yeah. What about you, Ralph?
I feel like I got forced into it. So music really wasn't my choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother chose that I was going to be the one to work the computer.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to end up creating music. You know, he chose that. Like, yo, you're the guy for the job.
Yeah.
He chose that for me, and I'm happy he did, because I didn't really know. You're 16, you don't know what you want to do. Oh, I want to be a firefighter. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to be a police officer. Well, not hood, you know, but you don't really know what you want to do. And I feel like he chose it for me. and that was good choice because I can't live without music anymore.
Yeah. Y'all ever have that? Y'all ever had that conversation? Like, did y'all ever like sit back and be like, "Yo, look at what you're doing," you know, and it started from this, or y'all ever had that moment?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I know he's proud of me. I know he's
Mhm.
proud of where I took it. I remember when I was moving from the basement to Times Square,
Mhm.
and I was so excited, and he wasn't. And at this time, because we was leaving from being a family business together
Yeah.
to me going to do it on my own. It's like I was graduating.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, but you're gonna have a rent." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't think you should do it because now, how we was talking earlier, I'm gonna have that pressure to be in survival mode to make it happen."
Yeah.
And he didn't want that pressure for me. I was 20 years old, maybe 20. He's like, I don't know. Like, he didn't want that for me, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm taking it all the way." In that basement, I was working with fucking Mano, Uncle Murder. Like I was working on a lot of Brooklyn greats at that time.
Yeah.
And where that era was,
Yeah.
I was like, shit. The people I was working with, I'm like, yo, I gotta get in the city so I could get more people like that.
Right.
Like more names under my belt and maybe get a plaque.
Yeah.
And I was shooting for the stars. And I don't think he's seen it. Like I don't think or maybe he was scared for me. You know, he didn't have. He already transitioned from not wanting to do music anymore. He got into clothing.
Okay.
And he had Flood the Hood. He was successful with that too. He had Flood the Hood. These shirts called R-Dot shirts. It was him and his wife making glitter shirts with your name on it, whatever you wanted on the shirt.
Yeah.
So they were successful with that, and I was transitioning to try to get, a studio in the city.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then, how did you get into management? I know the manager and the engineer, they have a close relationship. I'm sure you knew a few other managers, but what made you take that step to say, you know what, I'm gonna get into that as well?
So working with a few artists that actually got in the industry and got a record deal gave me insight on how to do it. But I'm not an artist myself, so I need to pass on that information.
Yeah.
So when I would see a talented artist and I'm in love with their music, I would give them the offer, like, yo, maybe we should work together as management. It comes with free studio time. Most people gonna say yes, right?
Yeah. Of course, I'm with it. Let's do it.
Yes. Yo, free studio time. So I would see that. I see how Mano had a deal before I started working with him. Got dropped.
Yeah.
Came to my house to record with me. I was skipping high school. I was like, he's like, yo, you gonna go to school in the morning? I'm like, not if you don't need me. If you need me, I'm not going. Like,
Word.
And we worked. Me and Mano worked until he got another deal. We grinded it out in the basement until he got another deal.
I've seen him say that. Like, yo, I had to go back to Ryle's basement.
Yes, because we had to grind and get back on. Like, we had to record mixtape after mixtape, and every night. I feel like he ain't let nothing we did go to waste. Like, I'm taking this to Slay.
Everything went out.
I'm going tonight.
Yeah.
Yo, make that shit sound as good as possible because this is getting played tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. He actually made me a better engineer. He put the pressure on me to make it sound as good as possible. Like, keep going. Like, oh, you think it's mixed? Nah, keep going. Spend an extra 30 minutes on it. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, all right, well, I just gotta get better. I just gotta make it sound better. I just gotta learn this. I learn more plugins and how to do this effect, how to do that effect. He really made me a better.
How did that relationship come about?
My brother.
Okay.
My brother brought him to the studio. My brother knew him before he went to jail.
Okay.
Cause Monroe Street and Gates are right behind each other. Mano used to be on Gates, and we lived on Monroe Street. So they knew him before he went to jail. So when he got out of jail, I think he seen him and told him we had the studio.
Okay.
And one day he came down, and Mano also was responsible for a lot of clients. So when me and Mano was dealing with each other, it wasn't really a paid relationship. My brother offered him off the jump because
Yeah.
he was already on Smack DVD.
Yeah.
He was the Rumor song was already out.
Yeah.
He already had a record.
So he was already buzzing.
So
yeah.
if you see this type of guy from your hood and you see him in the hood and you got a studio, yo, come studio shit free. You know what I mean? I got you. Don't worry about it. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a paid relationship. So what he used to do is he used to tip me. He used to get $100 here and there, whatever. But he used to bring clientele. He used to bring
that's a form of payment. That's a form of payment. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you.
Than whatever he was gonna get from him.
Facts.
He's bringing a lot of clientele. A lot of people was like, I'm coming in because Mano records there. Mano's telling me come here. So I'm gonna record. Clients still to this day come because of Mano.
Yeah.
20 years later, like,
The Mano effect. Shout out to the Mano effect.
My brother, man. It's my brother. He definitely he changed my life. You know, changed my life.
If you could give us one of your fondest stories of you and Mano in the studio. Have you and Mano ever like disagreed on a record?
I can't remember. Okay. Usually, I don't stop an artist in their creativity because I let them get it out and then I'll give them what I think. Like, get this whole record out, finish all your vocals out, and then I'll tell you if maybe we should go with a different hook or maybe we should go with a different word here and there and there. Because I don't want to stop your creative process with my thoughts.
Okay.
I tell people all the time, my opinion doesn't matter as much as you think. Because I'm responsible for all these words being clear. That's what I think. We can hear the fucking words and that you're on beat.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like my responsibility is. Everything after that is opinion.
Or
so if I tell you
I
tell you that I don't like that hook, that's fucking my opinion. Everybody outside the studio might like that shit, and I told you take it off. You know, like I mean, so I've learned that over like the time. Like, yeah, my opinion is not. It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
But I'll give it to you if you want it.
Yeah. Now that's a great point because you could be recording, you could be in a session and feeling like, yo, this shit is garbage, and then that shit might just be a hit.
Bro,
who knows?
One person I tell you like that from my hood, I never worked with him. Designer. I was a big Future fan when he dropped that record, right? The record went diamond.
Yeah.
I said, if he would have came and tried to record that shit with me, I probably kicked him out.
I'm like, yo, you wild.
You're
wilding.
Yo, bro,
right
you
now.
sound like this nigga, bro. What you doing?
That's the perfect example.
Diamond record.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Yeah.
Diamond.
So my opinion don't matter.
Now, what about when you're recording an artist that you manage? It's still business as usual.
Yeah, I let them get it out. Let them get it out. If I'm growing you, like I know, like you're just starting, I'm gonna help you, like with your flow. I'm gonna help you with your words. I'm gonna change words for you.
Yeah. Oh, so you're writing for your artist?
Yeah, I do. If I'm helping you grow.
Okay.
I know when an artist is just starting. You can you can feel it. Like he's just starting. As far as people that knows, that have it already down pat, record the song. I give you my opinion after. Long as it's, what my responsibility, I handle my responsibilities as far as you're on beat and you sound clear. I can make out all these words. I give you my opinion after.
Yeah.
What do you think would be your toughest task as recording an artist?
My toughest task. Well, the toughest task is when we punch in to get you on the same vocal tonage and level. That shit can be difficult for some artists. Some artists, they end up just having to keep doing the take over from the top because when they go to punch in, it's not on the same tone, and it's hard for me to explain tone versus volume. Tone is different from volume. It's how it's coming out, the strength. So you could be like stronger when you punch in, and it just doesn't sound together. It sounds like, yo, I hear a jump.
Yeah.
I hear that is a punch in. that is the hardest. I think that is the most difficult part.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. I think that's very common with music, because even now, at my age, I'll go back and listen to like old records. Like recently, perfect example, Wu-Tang. I'm going back listening to Wu-Tang. Anybody familiar with the music? It's very raw, very edgy. And when you go back and listen to it now, songs that was recorded, like 94, 95, you hear the punchings. You can hear it clear as day.
Yeah.
But, again, it kind of goes back to the preference too. Some people don't care about that shit, but you could definitely hear it. But then in other songs, other artists, you might not hear it at all, but it's there, or you might hear it, subtly. But yeah, that's the thing for sure. Just like the punching in and out.
I think the lack of appreciation of that has diminished, because I feel like these kids don't care. As long as it sounds like a certain type of way, they're willing to put it out. They're willing to put out a rough mix. Like back in the days, you get a rough mix, you don't want nobody hearing the rough mix. Like right now, you give a kid a rough mix, oh, that shit's in the car, it's bumping. You get what I'm saying? It's on his IG already, it's on his story, and it's just like, wow, bro, like this is the rough draft, like, but
because that happens so much from artists recording the song in their room, in their closet, and then they just throw it on SoundCloud, and the shit might just blow up. So now,
true.
I don't know. Maybe you can speak on that, just the appreciation or the care for the mix.
Well, all right, we can just go for the kids these days. The kids these days, they'll punch every fucking 2 words.
Damn,
that's crazy.
They be writing it right then and there. So they punch every 2 words. It used to be you punch every 2 or 4 bars.
Bars, yeah.
Niggas be punching in two
or
words.
mid line. They punching in mid line. Yeah.
So I gotta. Oh, that's too much.
Stay with the heat. Punch.
Yeah. Punch.
I come with some heat.
I be in the streets.
Yeah. Punch.
Punch.
And the tone might be off, right? Tone
They
is
say
off.
whole shit. That drill shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Nobody's laying down a whole drill verse. Nobody's doing that.
So, yo, remember back in the days, you kind of took pride, especially me as an artist myself. Like I took pride in having one take.
Oh, yeah.
I took pride in having a one take. Like, and you said it at the end of the song, like, yeah, nigga, one take to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know how it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now to hear, like, for me, you ask me to punch in, you ask me rad. Like, no. Nah.
Yeah.
We top going from the top. I'm telling you, I'm bringing it right down. I'm laying this down because I think and I learned this from him, that before I even got to the studio, like, and I wrote the joint, I'm giving jewels.
Go ahead. They need it. Go ahead.
Like,
go ahead.
I would memorize it before I even went to go lay it down. So if I got like 2 or 3 freestyles or 2 or 3 songs, even with the chorus done, like I have it memorized in my head before I even booked the session. So when I walked into the session, it looks like, yo, you don't need no phone, I'm not reading nothing. All I need to do is deliver the passion, deliver and then you end up taking out certain words because now it becomes more like a feeling when you back there because you got it memorized in your head. And I feel like that's what leads to like, oh, I bet I can do a one take. And it makes it better for the engineer. That's why, the engineers, like when I book sessions with them, you heard me? Ask my engineers about me, you heard? But
there's a couple factors to that. I know back in the day, to what you said, when they were recording on the tapes, a lot of times all they had was like one take, so they put that effort into it. And also, what I learned hearing stories about Michael Jackson, he used to have recording rehearsal sessions where they'll come in and just like practice the song, practice recording it, take it home, he's memorizing it, and then he'll have a session to really lay it down.
Wow.
So the emphasis on like on memorizing the song and learning the song so you can record it and bring it out in the best way possible.
Facts.
They used to emphasize that to the utmost, and that's why when if you go back and listen to some of Michael's vocals, he in there screaming, scatting, doing all types of shit. He used to just let it fly.
And that's a feeling.
Yeah.
That's like just off top. Like you just can't like go home write that. It's just like after you done memorize it, everything just becomes second nature. Nigga hit you with the hee.
Yeah.
Like how do you come up with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who told him to say that? That's not even a bar.
No.
Yeah.
Shimon. What's Shimon?
What? Nobody can take
Yeah.
it.
Like come on,
Say Shimon. What are you talking about, Quincy?
Yeah. And the layering too.
Yo,
they said he used to
fact.
layer his verses 16 tracks.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rodney Jerkins came out and said that.
Sheesh.
So he had Brandy do it on the Full Moon album. He had her stack her vocals up. What's the stacking looking like for artists these days with you? What's that?
What's that? Wait. What you mean?
What's that?
Your verse,
Yeah.
we don't even full double unless it's a hook.
Yeah.
Your verse, in and out doubles, punching in the parts that you want to be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Ad libs.
Yeah.
The hook, one time, two doubles on that one, so I could pan one left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a change of tone for the hook,
Yeah.
you do that twice, and so I could have a left and right for that one.
Right.
So 3, 5 is a maybe. 3
Yeah.
tracks, 5 is a maybe.
That's it. We out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Cut and print. Beautiful,
Yeah.
guys. Dynamite.
Word. Nah, that's dope, man. You know, it's and that's one thing. I know music and even the process that is how it's recorded, it evolves, things change. That's one thing, me as an artist and just like a music lover, I just grow to appreciate everything, you know, because nowadays a lot of these kids are so like self-sufficient. They're more like entrepreneurial. They just taking things in their hands, not taking no for an answer. As compared to like back in the days, everyone wanted to, everyone's chasing like the gatekeepers, and there was a certain way to do things, but now it's just,
the blog era was
like free
crazy.
form. Yeah.
The blog era was real crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shout out to Hype Beats.
Those are good times too. Those are good times,
yeah.
man. A lot of good raps.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the blog rappers.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
We was on some blogs.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
loved it. To me, I like the blog era better than the stream era. Because now the streaming era, it turned into that everybody had to do TikToks to get their shit out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's not a kid
Yeah.
to fucking be doing dances.
Yeah.
Or even make that type of song.
Uptown,
Yeah.
downtown,
Yeah.
uptown, downtown,
Yeah.
uptown, downtown.
Yeah. That's a grown ass man.
Grown-ass
That's a
man.
grown ass man that made that dance. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
his song.
Yeah.
It's not his song?
No.
Word.
Nope.
Wait.
Somebody else's song.
Yeah.
That's the hook we're hearing. It's a whole song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't even get to the songs.
Right.
I don't even get to
We
the
just- we
song.
doing the dance on the hook.
Yeah, facts.
Right.
But do they make enough money off of it though?
I don't know.
Like, so I want to know what's the money like for them to like, because now you're just selling like 15 to 20 seconds of a song.
Exactly. I don't even know what the
And-
payout is.
And doesn't a song has to be streamed a certain amount of minutes to actually be counted?
Right. So I don't know what TikTok worked out. I really don't. I don't know. I don't have any artists that are getting paid from a TikTok viral situation.
Okay.
None that I know of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with that.
So how do you feel about an artist coming in to create a music strictly for TikTok, and an artist coming in to create music because he's a true artist? If you had to choose which one you want to book first, which one you booking?
It's a no-brainer, bro. I'm from the old school.
Alright.
I'd rather deal with something with purpose and meaning, but I won't shy away from you because you're making TikTok music. It's this artist I found, and I found him in 2019, right before the pandemic, and I bought it to Vok. And I said, "Yo, Vok, look at this." And he said, "Oh, word." I looked at it. I hit the dude up, and he already had management. He's from Philly, and he already had a good management in Philly. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool, do your thing. And later on, he blew up on TikTok, like 2021. Blew up on TikTok, huge. Huge. And he's like, for the colleges, he was dancing on TikTok to his own records.
Yeah.
But it was before TikTok. It was probably like Trilla, I think. Trilla.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Triller. Yeah. Yo.
And
Hold on, Triller and TikTok the same?
But not that
Nah.
Triller. It's a different.
Oh.
Yeah.
it's just like an app.
Okay.
Trilla was the app that I think Versus bought or something. That they
Yeah.
put
Oh, yeah,
Versus
okay,
on.
yeah.
But it was an app like TikTok before, but I don't know how many seconds it was. But I think that's where I seen him at. And what's his name? Too Rare.
Okay.
Too Rare.
I feel like I saw that name before.
He has a
yeah.
record with Poison now too.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But I watched him. I said, "Yo, this kid is gonna go," and he was making like dance music.
Yeah.
I thought, "Oh, this kid's gonna go," and he went. He blew up. He did pretty good for himself. So I won't shy away from recording it, but I'd rather record albums with purpose and meaning and that I can relate to. Shout out to my brother Bars Up De Niro. He records purposeful music. He makes music. He just made an album about his little homie that died.
Okay.
His Bars Up De Niro took a break from music. He didn't have the passion for it. His homie that begged him to record with him, they do music together sometimes, begged him, passed away. So he made an album with one of his homies with the homie that passed away is on the last song. It's one of his songs, and 3 songs from Bars Up De Niro. The album name is Back for Esco. Esco is the kid that passed away, and that gave him the urge to record. Like, yo, this kid ain't want me to do nothing but record with him, just record my own music. And he believed in me, and that inspired me to get back in the booth. And the songs are like, they purposeful, like they you can relate to them. If you have somebody that passed, he's talking about homie in all the songs.
Yeah. No, that's honorable, man.
For real.
That's what's up.